everyone, welcome back to Book to Reality. This week I'm continuing on with my build of the model of the Spring Court from A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. So let's just jump into this week's video and see how the model's going to go. So I am just starting off this week by actually recutting the tiles for the roof for the manor. Here you can just see a little comparison. The scale was totally wrong on the first lot I'd done, and I decided to just go ahead and take them off and fix it before I got any further, which was a bit of a waste of time doing it before, but this is what happens when you rush with your projects. So yeah, I'm also just still trying to figure out how to do the scale for my machine as well, just because it doesn't do it in millimeters, which is what I'm used to. It doesn't in centimeters, so I'm just trying to get used to doing the different measurements a little bit. But here I am just putting some primer spray onto the roof, and I was just doing this just to secure all the bits and make sure they weren't going to be falling apart when I started doing more to the model. And then here I am just gluing on the windows that I made in the last video for the roof. Okay, so now I am just doing a bit of cutting here. I decided to make a little support bit for the top of the conservatory bit roof, just because I think it looked quite bad just being the way that I had left it before. So here I'm just simply cutting some cardboard and gluing it together. You'll understand what I mean when you see me sticking it onto the building. And here I am just gluing it onto the top here. It's just to make it look more structurally sound and just make it sort of make more sense. And here I'm just cutting some little pieces to make the chimneys to go on the top of the roof. And I'm just using some cardboard and super glue just to pop these together. And now I'm moving on to cutting a little support piece for the roof, just to add some more detailing and make it all more neat. And here I am just connecting it onto the roof. And like I said, this was just to tidy it all up and make it a bit neater and just add some more details onto the building. And this is just some card that I'm using and some super glue to stick it on. So I thought I would just come on and just try and break the video up a bit, just because I think some people might get a bit bored of seeing a lot of repetitive things, and I'm sort of trying to change the format of the videos as well, just try and make some of the bits a bit shorter, just so it's not as boring and you get to see more of the interesting bits. But right now I'm just waiting on some things drying with my model, so I thought I would just show you a couple of the projects that I've been working on. So as you've seen before, I have Bruce. He's a dinosaur puppet that I made, and his mouth can open with a string mechanism as well, which I can try and show you, which is here. So here's one of my projects. This was the first sculpt I'd done like this as well, so that was quite an interesting project to try and get into. And he's made from paper mache on the base and then milliput on the top, so it's all hand sculpted, which took a while. And then my most recent project I've made is actually this, which is the Weasley Burrow from the Harry Potter films. So I made a model of this. And this is just for fun. I've wanted to make this model for ages because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan and this is one of my favourite locations. So this is it. I'll maybe put some clips in as well of showing you the models up close as well, just so you can get a better look at them. So this is one of them. Some other little projects I can show you. These were some fake muffin props that I made, or cupcakes, whatever you want to call them, which I can maybe actually do a video tutorial on how to do this sort of thing, because these are really easy. So if you'd be interested in seeing more of a tutorial type video, let me know as well. So yeah, that's my little cupcakes. And then, of course, my other favourite project I've worked on recently. This is Grogu, or Baby Yoda. He's very cute. Yeah, and this is my first, well, the dinosaur was my first creature sculpt, and then this was sort of my second one. On the first one I used paper mache and milliput, and on this one, for this one I just used some polymer clay. So I had to, with polymer clay you actually have to bake in the oven. So that I done layer by layer on him, and then I had to bake him each layer. And then I eventually painted him. I made the hands, the head and the body as separate pieces and then attached them at the end. I think his proportions of the arms compared to the head is slightly off, but this was just for fun, so it doesn't really matter anyway. And then as you can see, I don't know if you can, I got some sort of material texture in there. Yeah, so that's just some of the projects I've been working on. I do have some other projects that I could show you at some point if you'd be interested, but I'll maybe save them for a different video just to spice it up a little bit. But I would just show you a project I'm currently working on, so this isn't finished and it's not nearly finished yet. But this is something I'm working on for fun. So this is Gimli's helmet from The Lord of the Rings, which as you can see it's a work in progress. It's currently covered in primer. So yeah, that's what I'm working on just now, and there's a lot of leather work that needs to go on this still, so I've just done what is going to be like the metally bits, and then I will be putting the leather bits on top. So once again, working with any materials, that is cereal packets on the inside of this one, so yeah, and then details up close, but I've still got a bunch of work to do to this. And I will maybe show you this in the next video if I finished it by then. So yeah, and this is just for fun again. A lot of these projects are just for fun and to keep my skills up to date for my portfolio, so that if I can go back to work, I'll be ready to go. So yeah, no, I just thought I'd break the video up. My model is just behind me. It is drying, and then I'm about to do some more work on that soon. So yeah, let me know if you'd like to see more little tutorial type things. I'm not an expert at all, but just little easy things I can show you how to do. Problem. So yeah, let's just jump back into the video and let's see how the rest of this model project's going to go. So now I am just gluing the whole structure onto the base of the model, and I'm just using super glue again to stick that on. Now it's time to paint. So here I am just priming the model, and this is just to protect it so that the paint will stick on properly. And the primer that I'm using is just the plastic primer from Halford's. I've used that in a lot of projects and it always works out fine. And here just spraying a base colour for the stonework. And I think I will point out at this stage that models and props always go through an ugly stage before they're finished. For example, here the paint is not looking quite good yet, but trust me, it will look better by the time I've finished. So yeah, I'm just going to over it with some acrylic paint here and just making sure I've not missed any spots and just trying to get the colour a bit more the way I wanted it. And again, it is still an ugly stage just now. And like I said, I was just using acrylic paint to do this, and I'm just going to leave you off here and I will continue with the painting process in the next video. So that's all for this week's video everyone, I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, Kirsten's video will be out next, and go and follow us over on Instagram at book_to_reality if you want to stay up to date with what we're doing or any updates that we have to post over there. So I will see you all in my next video. Bye!